Hey, good evening, everyone. It's John with NYC Metro Weather checking in with another update here on the impending winter storm, which is expected to impact the area from Thursday into Friday, perhaps even lingering through Saturday in some regions. And just give you an update on the latest models that we have this afternoon and evening. First thing to note, the National Weather Service has issued a winter storm watch for the New York City Metro Area. That means that winter storm conditions are becoming increasingly likely from Thursday into Friday, and that the potential exists for significant snowfall over 6 inches in parts of the region. So let's break down what's going on and why. Here's the European model simulation for Thursday morning at around 7 o'clock a.m., and you can see what's being simulated here is a low-pressure system off the southeast United States coastline or in parts of Georgia on Thursday morning, but moisture is spreading way northward here, all the way up into New England and the mid-Atlantic states. And as we move into Thursday afternoon and evening, and we get closer to the 1 o'clock hour, we see that snow is now spreading northward into eastern PA and New Jersey, as well as New York City. You might be wondering, why is the moisture spreading that far north with this storm system? And the answer to your question lies in the presence of a very strong jet stream aloft. This jet streak is adding in what we call divergence or lift in the atmosphere, and this means that precipitation will have an easier time developing further north and expanding well away from the low pressure system as a result of this jet stream aloft. So the European model, in its own right, suggests that snow will develop northward Thursday afternoon, and you can see it present here in the mid-Atlantic. We'll zoom in a little bit on New England so you can get an idea as to what it's really showing. And you can see moderate to occasionally heavy snow in parts of New Jersey and New York. This is valid at 4 o'clock on Thursday, and then that redevelops all the way through Friday morning. This is 4 a.m. Friday, and then the system finally shifts away Friday afternoon and evening. That's just one weather model, though, and obviously we know how these things can bounce back and forth, so we'll take a look at a higher resolution weather model in the NAM and take a look at what it is showing during a similar time period. And really the theme we're getting at here is that most models are coming into agreement on exactly how this system is going to develop. And if you look at the NAM forecast for Thursday at around 10 a.m., snow comes in, is impacting the New York City area by 10 o'clock a.m. on Thursday, and you can see that the suggestion here is that this snow is going to be moderate to heavy in intensity on this model. What we do as meteorologists at that point is we want to take a look and say, does this make sense? Does this have the support of the atmospheric synoptics? And so what we do sometimes is we take a look at forecast soundings, which give us a profile of the atmosphere and the ability to look at the atmosphere at multiple levels. And so if we take a look at this sounding that I've pulled up for you here, we'll fit it into this screen graphic. And what you'll see here is that the NAM is suggesting the heavy snow rates over northern New Jersey and New York City. But most impressively is lift in the atmosphere here in what we call the dendritic growth zone. And what that means is that the atmosphere is producing snowflakes, perfect snowflakes, very efficiently because the lift in the atmosphere is occurring in the perfect spot for snowflakes to be produced and do so at a very heavy intensity. And when you have a profile that looks like this, that is cold and moist, you have the potential for very heavy snow, and so the model suggestion of very heavy snow appears correct to our eyes and in regards to the forecast moving forward. And so that is one of the things that we look at very frequently and something that we're going to continue to watch closely here as we move into the next couple of days and hours as we track this winter storm. So the NAM then takes this storm northward, and around 1 o'clock on Thursday, we see again the suggestion of very heavy snow in parts of northern New Jersey, New York City, southeast New York, and Connecticut. And then as we move into Thursday afternoon, what you'll notice is that the heavy snow kind of moves away from the region, and this is a consistent signal we've seen on forecast models. By Thursday evening, it appears possible that the snow rates will decrease as that coastal low is still located way down here. But eventually what happens is you'll start to see the wintry precipitation pick back up in intensity. We could see some sleet, some freezing rain mixing in as this storm develops further northward. Another thing to keep in mind with this storm is that it does appear that there will be some warm layers in the atmosphere, and they could produce sleet and freezing rain and even rain along the coast for parts of this storm. And you'll see right here in south central New Jersey, Delaware, parts of southeast PA, the models are indicating the possibility that sleet will mix in with during some of the heaviest precipitation. And so that will reduce the projected snowfall amounts as a result if you have sleet and freezing rain mixing in. And that's something to consider as well. So that's just really, when you look at 2 weather models, let's take a look at some more ensembles. We'll look at the European ensemble data, and let's get an idea as to what it's really showing in terms of snowfall amounts. We know the ensemble agreement is building in the idea that there will be a snowstorm, but let's take a look at the actual snowfall amounts and the projections and probabilities. So if we look at the probability of more than 3 inches of snow on the European ensemble, and we run it through Friday morning, those probabilities are now 90 to 100% in the New York City metro area, higher than they've been at any point in the last 2 days. And if you look at the probability of more than 6 inches of snow, those probabilities are now as high as 60 to 70% in the New York City metro region through Friday, the highest they've been in the last couple of days. And so confidence is rising when you have an ensemble of models and the mean of that model is producing 60 to 70% chance of 6 inches of snow. Your confidence rises in the fact that significant snowfall will occur. So we will prepare for the following: snow Thursday morning into Thursday afternoon, heavy at times through Thursday afternoon, with the potential for 4 to 8 inches of snow in the New York City metro. The possibility of more than 6 inches of snow is growing, and specifically in eastern PA, New Jersey, and perhaps into the New York City metro as well. And snow, sleet, and freezing rain could linger from Thursday evening into Friday morning, perhaps even Friday early afternoon, as the system kind of meanders its way out of the area. And that leads us to our final snowfall forecast, which we've just issued, or our most recent snowfall forecast, which we've just issued just a little bit ago. And we will pull up this map for you and zoom in on it a little bit so you can take a look at the New York City area in particular. But here's the New York City area, and the forecast for 6 to 9 inches in this region from central and eastern PA into north central New Jersey, 3 to 6 inches in the New York City metro and surrounding areas of Long Island and Connecticut, central New Jersey, including Philadelphia, 3 to 6 inches as well. And then a little bit lower, 1 to 3 inches in central New Jersey and further south towards Atlantic City, where we discussed the potential for that mixing with the heavy snow. It could be sleet, freezing rain, even plain rain along the coast that could help to reduce those snow amounts. So if there's one change that we're looking at, possibly that we could make in the next couple of hours into Wednesday morning, is to extend this 6 to 9 inch area over to the east, across the New York City metro, and possibly southeastern New York and Connecticut, as confidence rises in more than 6 inches of snow in those regions. So we will have updates for you coming throughout the night and Wednesday morning. For now, enjoy the rest of your night, and we will talk to you guys very soon. Take care.